Guys, I'm so sorry. The thing that we got to talk about this time, it is going to upset many of you. So if you are not able to stomach people talking about children dying, then maybe you should step away from the screen right now. 'Cause that is what's going on right now. So let's talk about Asmongold.
Always, this is emotional.
Oh man, I love not being able to hear things. If there's one thing Twitter's great at, it's never actually giving me any volume to videos.
Always, this is emotional blackmail, right? Well, you can't shoot these people, they have kids with them. Well, then don't bring your kids. If you don't want to get shot, then don't bring your fucking kids. It's really simple.
So, let's talk about immigrants coming over the border to the United States. So, said just add a Firefox extension? I was using an extension that entire time, trying to fix that.
You mean you'd shoot adults and deport the kids, right? Well, I'd shoot whoever. Yeah, I'd shoot whoever. I mean, if it's kids, women, men, anybody, just shoot them. They're going to stop coming over.
All right, so I'm curious, at what point, like, at what level of violence does somebody have to espouse before it is okay to espouse the contrary? Just curious. I cannot espouse any violence towards Asmongold in any way, shape, or form, nor would I ever. I am just curious, as a matter of general tact, at what point is it okay to respond in kind? Said how is saying it okay? Not. Said how the cops not come after him? He's got money. He's a multimillionaire. Why would the cops do anything to him? The police don't serve us. The police serve capital. He's got money.
Because if you don't do that, they'll use children and women as shields to get themselves over. And then they'll put more women and children at risk because they know that they can use them as collateral so they can get more of themselves over. That's the way it works.
So if I find that people don't generally use children as human shields to get across the border, would that make your position not only stupid, but also barbaric as hell? Because I think it's barbaric as hell to just sit here and say, yeah, no. Not only is it okay to kill those kids, but I would do it. That he never has this fire for billionaires of the Epstein class? No, he doesn't. He loves defending people with money. He loves defending Blizzard Entertainment. He loves defending anyone with power. He does not like defending people who actually need defending. He likes unironically saying that gamers are the most oppressed class of people. Also, he's okay shooting kids. Midnight says, how would Elon pay for his 100th yacht if you don't pay him? Won't somebody please think of the poor billionaires? Yeah, I do think of the poor billionaires. I think of all the money they're losing in medical bills after, you know, more United Healthcare incidents happen. Said if the penalty is a fine, it's only a law for poor people. Yep. Yeah, kids should die to stop Mexicans, but not any actual issue, as always. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, immigration is not a fucking problem. Not in the way that right-wingers tend to describe it. Illegal immigrants in the United States are an economic boon. And if anything, we need more of them because we are not replacing our own population at a rate that is going to allow us to pay for Social Security going forward. Purely from a pragmatic economic standpoint, it is better for us to let more people into the nation. Period. And that's just looking at it practically. That's not even looking at it from the ideological perspective of if we are the richest country in the nation, we can fucking afford it. That's not looking at it from the perspective of, by the way, also illegal immigrants do less crime than homegrown Americans. That's not looking at it from the perspective of even the tax boon. The tax boons, you'd think the capitalists would be okay with that one, but no. In general, we only serve to benefit when more people come over. But no, instead Elon Musk is telling us we need to have more white babies. Japaggio really showing the big Shadow the Hedgehog energy there. Just loving Latinas, Sonic.
That's the way an animal thinks, and these people are animals.
Ah, yes, we dehumanize them so that it's easier for us to kill them. Said Asmon, if he actually cared about reducing immigration, he'd be against foreign interference and conflict. You know how you stop immigration to America? You want to know one of the ways that you can lower the amount of immigration that comes to America? You economically support our neighbors. You make it so that it is less financially viable to risk being killed or deported or put in prison than just staying home and working there. But instead, we demonize them. We demonize Mexicans because, I don't know, too brown, I guess. Sake says you decriminalize and legalize drugs. That's another way. You depower the cartels when you do that. You depower cartels when you do that severely. That is, in fact, another way you can do it. And do you want to make sure that immigrants, when they come over here, do better by America? You get them caught in the census, and then you give them citizenship. When they are citizens, it is easier to keep an eye on everything they do. If you are truly worried about crime, if you are truly worried about them taking your jobs, if you're truly worried about any of that shit, then it becomes way easier to account for that if they are citizens of the United States. JazzDev says, hi. Wait, is this Jazzton? Is that you? Like, actually you? Like Jazzton, I grew up with Jazzton? Yes. Okay, fair enough. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, no, I can't do League of Legends right now. I'm currently bitching about Asmongold, who says that we need to kill kids. Here, I'll play it again.
Always, this is emotional blackmail, right? Well, you can't shoot these people. They have kids with them. Well, then don't bring your kids. If you don't want to get shot, then don't bring your fucking kids. It's really simple. You mean you'd shoot adults and deport the kids, right? Well, I'd shoot whoever. Yeah, I'd shoot whoever. I mean, if it's kids, women, men, anybody, just shoot them. They're going to stop coming over. Because if you don't do that, they'll use children and women as shields to get themselves over. And then they'll put more women and children at risk because they know that they can use them as collateral so they can get more of themselves over. That's the way it works.
Except again, at a population level at scale, no, not really. Like, you might be able to find a few examples of that happening, sure, because if you thought it, then somebody else thought of it. But at a level where we have to actually care about it, no, probably not.
That's the way an animal thinks, and these people are animals.
And again, that's just dehumanizing. That's the thing that you say to justify the previous message of killing people.
It's just the way it is. They're savages. Absolute fucking savages. Hamas tactics, terrorists. Of course you don't want to do that. Doesn't mean you want to do it. But you have to do what you need to do.
No, you do want to do it. It's why you're waxing lyrical about it. You're backtracking on wanting to do it because you recognize that you need to save face somewhere.
In order to enforce your borders, man. Like, that's the way it is. People are too emotional to see that.
No, people are too emotional about the borders in general. Explain to me why you want the borders enforced the way that you do. Explain to me the negative thing that is happening with immigrants coming over that requires us to care as much as you want us to care about. Because typically, what you're going to find is that almost every reason somebody gives is bullshit. You just do the Socratic method. You do the Socratic method. It works. I promise you. Why do you think that that is a problem? Okay, well, why do you think that, say, them taking your jobs is an issue? What jobs are they taking from you that you take issue with? Oh, they're not taking jobs from you specifically, so you don't have a reason to take issue with them on that one? Okay, well, why do you care then? What other reason do you have? Oh, and then you just go down. If you're informed enough to know why each individual response might not actually have a good justification, then it becomes way easier to get them to, at the very least, confront that ideology. Sake Tanuki says, what's wrong with open borders? Barnes and Noble sucks compared to borders. Does he also advocate for killing children if terrorist groups use them as human shields? Is his solution to cut out our heart and become more cruel? Yes. No, so Asmongold is a sociopath. I'm just going to say that right now. Every single thing he has said on the internet leads me to believe... love Meteor Golem! Oh my god, thank you for the subscription, Jazz. I appreciate it. My childhood says you don't owe me money, but maybe you do? I did cook you fried rice that one time. A handful of times. I think I mostly fed you grilled cheese, though, back then. Bravo says AI's taking our jobs, not immigrants. True. Maybe we should shoot a data center. Maybe we should shoot a data center instead. That would be good. That would be a thing we can do.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, like, it's... You can't make decisions that way. And I understand the way that I talk about this might be a little bit extreme. It might be a little bit, unemotional.
I mean, yeah, you're waxing lyrical about killing children. So, I mean, I think that, yeah, you're definitely maybe possibly a little extreme, my guy.
Wish we had more people like me. I do. I wish we had more, because we got too many pussies that are too worried about the optics of something rather than the reality of it.
Right. Okay, cool. We're doing that? We're doing that? I already said what I said earlier. I don't have to say it again. I said, if an immigrant can steal your job, you may have bigger issues. Replace your local AI data center with a hydroponic garden. Yep. Also, yeah, he definitely looks like he hasn't showered again. Like, that is not how hair looks when it has been well kept. I'm sorry. So, yeah, no, I don't understand why you would even say that unless it was because you've been secretly fantasizing about doing it. I'm sorry. I can't conceive of an actual reason other than that. Said, now you know that committing acts that include destruction of property are a crime of the highest order. Shoot certain sapient beings instead. I mean, if you can call them sapient. I don't know what you're referring to, and I am willing to continue not knowing what you're referring to for the sake of my own sanity in this particular instance. Man. So here's the thing that I want to dig into a little bit. What does the community around somebody that says stuff like that look like? What kinds of people do you think are okay generally listening to somebody tell them that they would shoot children, that they would be okay shooting children? What kinds of people engage in that kind of, not behavior, because I would certainly hope that they aren't engaging in that behavior, but what kinds of people engage in that kind of thought process and willingly return to the person who is planting that kind of thought process to them? Now, I know where this shit is coming from because Asmongold has been watching a lot of right-wing content creators. He's been blowing up Nick Fuentes in the last few months. So I know what that audience looks like. It's people who are okay with fascism. It's people who are okay with Nazism. It's groypers. I know that I said the same word 3 times in a row, but they're all very different flavors of the same idea. Like, generally speaking, I feel like the audience of people that you court around yourself, if you are using this kind of language, using this kind of flippant observation of reality, I guess is what you want to say, it's a group of people that I would be generally scared of, personally. Because while Asmongold doesn't necessarily have any amount of power that matters, his audience does. His audience is large. It's probably the largest streaming audience on the planet for the most part. So the guy who says that the people that he wants to shoot are animals and savages, ironically telling all the people in his audience that they should be savage animals towards them, the kind of community that you create when you do that is a dangerous one. It is one where people get more cruel. And I don't understand, see if there's any other things that people are saying in here that's interesting. Dude's an animal, a savage. Everybody's saying the same fucking shit I did. These people are savages, said by the guy that wants to do women to children. This dude's an animal, savage in a literal sense. I don't know if he's still grifting at this point, or actually believes. Okay, at least they said something different. Once again, Hassan sits around stroking his performative virtual boner instead of facing reality and realizing that civilization must be defended. Okay, cool. This one's fascism, actually. The hard times create strong men create good times shit. That's actual fascism. That is a quote that is used to justify fascism because it is a quote that is talking about the rise of an Ubermensch, functionally. Also, Sake Tanuki, I have bad news. I just received a text message that says, "Hi, Grubhub here. We're sorry, but something went wrong and we had to cancel your Panda Express order. We have refunded your order and sent an email with additional details." And the order went from it'll be delivered at 7:49 to 8:04 to 8:27. And then I got that text message, the one that was sent there. So I hope that they refund your entire thing to you, because they apparently decided that they couldn't follow through with it for some reason. I appreciate it regardless.
New tip from Tanuki. Tanuki supported with 15. Apologies for the surprise treat stream arriving without notification.
there is no need to apologize. One, because it's very sweet for you to do the treat stream thing. Also, there's no need to apologize because no treat stream thing is showing up, according to treat stream. So, I mean, it is what it is. As usual, no ban will come from this. I mean, he's on Kick. Asmongold's not going to get kicked off Kick. This is the man calling people animals and savages. Man, I feel like my desk is not neat. But then I look at, is that KFC gravy? Hold on, is that fucking KFC gravy there? Jesus fucking Christ. Said Kick is trash? It is. Yeah, KFC something. Said I've seen your desk, it's spotless compared to this. I still feel like my stuff's maybe a little messy. But, yeah, no, I couldn't live in this. I couldn't live in this. My anxiety would... Is that... Hold on. Is that fucking open microwave meals down there? Just rotting? Is that what that is? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Your mattress doesn't have a cover on it? So, you just sleep in your own gross sweat, and you never change the sheets. You just let every single one of those skin flakes just drill themselves into the mattress. What the fuck? So with the money he gets, he could probably hire a maid. I think he had a maid at one point and then said it was embarrassing to have one, but no, that it's embarrassing to live like this. This is the guy that you're getting your political opinions from in Asmongold's audience. Which means that the people who are listening to this are likely also the people who lived like this. Said Silly Shinobi says it looks like depression, honestly. Yeah, it does. This looks a lot like depression. This looks a lot like not taking care of yourself. Looks a lot like the kind of person that I would not take life advice from, or any advice at all, in any way, shape, or form. Just no. But yeah, no, apparently we should be killing kids. Thanks, Asmon. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.